And I'm pleased to stand and talk about Amendment 138, which is co-sponsored by Senator Shaheen from New Hampshire and myself. It is a solution to a problem that we have in this country and we have in this body. The problem is we have not been able to appropriate, we have not been able to budget, our debts and deficits have grown. We've turned into a situation that does not function as well as it should over the most important responsibility of government, and that's spending money. So for 1 second, I want to talk about my side, and then I want to defer to a lady who has been there and done it, because the state of New Hampshire is a biennial budgeting state. As I said, we have a process problem. We budget every year, we spend money every year, we never do oversight, we never do look for cost-benefit savings, we never look for analysis. This biennial budget amendment does the following things. Number one, it amends the Budget Act to require the Congress to do a 2-year budget, not a 1-year budget. Second, and followed by that, it requires them to do 2-year appropriations bills, not 1-year appropriation bills. The appropriation bill and the budget are passed in the first year of a Congress, which means the odd-numbered year. In the even-numbered year, it is dedicated to oversight, efficiency, and cost-benefit analysis, something we do far too little of in this body and far too little of in this country. Wouldn't it be nice to have elections every even-numbered year where members of Congress are running for office based on the savings they're going to find, the efficiency they're going to create, and the accountability they're going to have in appropriations, rather than talking about how much more bacon they're going to bring home and how much more money they're going to spend? This legislation creates a new majority point of order against any amendment that does not confine and coordinate with the 2-year budget process and the 2-year appropriations process. Mr. President, I've been here 15 years in Washington. We've gotten in the business of when we do appropriation bills, they're omnibus. When we do budgets, which we haven't done in 3 years, they end up being more of an argument over political philosophy than a practical roadmap for the American people. The biennial budget process, which is adopted by 20 of the 50 states in this country, is a process that will work and will force us to do what we know our job is: to appropriate, to budget, and then to conduct oversight to make sure the money we're spending is efficient. One side note before I introduce Senator Shaheen. The state of Israel 4 years ago, was having difficulty with deficits and debt. They went to the World Bank for advice and consultation, and they recommended, the World Bank did, that they adopt a biennial budget process and a biennial appropriations process. In the 3 years since that time, while operating on those principles, they've gone from deficits to surplus, they've gone from debt to a lower debt. In other words, it's worked in Israel, it's worked in democracies, it works in 20 of our 50 states, it can work in the United States of America. Every president since Ronald Reagan has endorsed the biennial budget. Members of the cabinet of the president who are nominated and have been confirmed endorsed the biennial budget. Pete Domenici started this process 15 years ago. We want to bring it to a conclusion this year, and I urge my colleagues to adopt and support Amendment 138, creating a biennial budget process and accountability for our appropriation. And I'd like to defer now the floor to Senator Shaheen from New Hampshire, who's been there and done it in this state and is a great partner with me in this bipartisan amendment for success in this Congress.